what's up you guys, welcome back to my channel. For this week's video, I wanted to do a little mood reading challenge to see how much I realistically read every single week. I feel like it definitely varies from week to week, especially because I've been in a reading slump for the first 3 months out of this whole year. I barely just now got out of it, so I'm really excited to see, and now that I'm kind of back to my normal reading speed, how many books I'm going to be able to get through. So I'm going to start this challenge on a Tuesday, only because there's a very fun, very exciting, anticipated release that comes out on Tuesday, and then I'm going to basically be vlogging my entire week and just seeing how much reading I'm able to get done, how many books, how many pages I'm reading every single day, and that sort of thing. So I figured that'd be a really fun little challenge. Comment down below how many books you guys normally read in a week or in a month, because like I said, mine definitely varies. And without further ado, let's get into it, baby. And while you're here, if you haven't already subscribed, what are you doing? Please subscribe. I'm trying to hit 10K by the end of this year, which I know is kind of crazy, but if everybody that watches this video subscribes, then maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to get that done. While you're at it, make sure to follow my Instagram. I have my main Instagram, and then I have a bookish Instagram, and I post a ton on both. So let's be friends on there. But without further ado, let's get into it, baby. So the craziest thing happened this morning. I opened my calendar and I noticed that a crucial holiday is missing from the calendar app. So happy Abby Jimenez release day to those of you that celebrate. Today it is officially April 1st, which means it is the day that the Abby Jimenez new book is coming out, Say You'll Remember Me. I have been super excited about this book ever since it got announced. Do I know what the book is about? No. Did I read the synopsis? No. Do I know any of the major tropes in this book? No. But one thing about me, I'm gonna eat up an Abby Jimenez book every single time. I have loved pretty much every single one of her books that I've read, starting with one of the most popular ones, which is Part of Your World trilogy. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. I ate it up. I think about the series literally all the time. And then I also recently read her Valentine's Day little special novella that she dropped, which is The Risk Fall, and I enjoyed that quite a bit too, even though it was a novella. So today I knew that I had to clear out my entire schedule, and the only goal, the only task on my to-do list is to go to the bookstore and pick up the Abby Jimenez new book. It is bright and early today. Emphasis on the bright, which is kind of shocking because I live in Canada and it has been literally so gloomy for so many weeks in a row. But it is also very early because I wanted to make sure that I would get there in time before, like, I don't know if they're gonna sell out or what. That would literally ruin my whole day. So let's go to Indigo and let's pick up our little book. April overall is just like stacked with new releases, anticipated releases, so I'm so excited. Some other book releases that I'm excited for are book 5 of the Windy City series, which is Rewind It Back. I love me a good sports romance. I'm also really excited for Fearless, the final book in the Fearless trilogy by Lauren Roberts, and I know there's a couple other ones, but I can't think of anything off the top of my mind because all I want to do is go to the bookstore immediately. So if you have any releases that are coming up this month or next month, let a girl know so that I can make sure I don't miss them, because there's so freaking many. Comment your favorites down below. Let's go. I'm at the bookstore. I am at the tiniest little hidden away corner because I'm scared to vlog in public, but there's like not a lot of people here. Thankfully, it is very early and it came specifically for this reason, so I feel like there's like a chance that the book is still available, considering I'm only seeing like 5 people in the whole store. So let's go get it. I have a whole section here called Start a Series. I've already started a lot of these. I started this one, I've started this one, started this one, I've started this one, started this one. I haven't started this series yet. I'm a little intimidated. Do I do it? Let me know. It's taking everything in me not to buy that little cat tote. That's adorable. Didn't come here for this, but we do need to look through the home decor section because, wow. I love Elsie Silver, but why is there 3 different stickers on this? It's wild. I come here for the books, but the home decor gets me every time. Somebody please convince me that I don't need literally all of these. Do you see how cute that is? Or this one. Or this bowl. I mean, look at that inside. That is crazy. And this one. Oh my god. I keep seeing Alex ask her TikToks, but I haven't read any of her books. I know she has like a fantasy series. What do you guys think? Have you read it? Because I just saw her little romance book and it looks so cute. Are you joking right now? That is so cute. I don't want to buy this just for that. Is the book any good? Let me know if you read it. Book doesn't match at all the vibes that I'm wearing right now. I feel like I definitely have like a girlier, dressier side, but it's not coming out today. But this cover is so cute. Booktube, the series is always sold out. Like, I have the rest of the physical ones and I've read it already and I love it, so I want it as a trophy, but it's literally never here. The new Hunger Games covers are stunning and everyone's reading Sunrise into Reaping. I haven't read the series. Should I start from the beginning or should I just read this? Should I just not bother at all? What do you guys think? Yours is also on my TBR. I have book one. When I read that one, then I can buy the rest, but I've heard really good things. Still want to read this whole series. I have book one already. I just need to sit down and read it, but I'm not prepared. I think because such a highly rated book, I think I'm like intimidated by it. I just bought this book. Is anybody really surprised? Definitely not. And my first impression is that it is massive. Like, I kind of thought so originally, but then I compared it to some other books and it is definitely gonna have to be one of the taller books on my bookshelf, which I think is fine. I just hope it kind of matches with my other Abby Jimenez books, because I do have other books of hers and I like to keep all my books together, like next to each other. That being said, I feel like this book is long. Like, it is supposed to be 350 pages, but considering that it is literally like this much taller than every other romance book in that section, I feel like it's gonna take me maybe a while to read. Maybe they were scared to print like normal size and have it be over 400 pages, because I feel like romances that are over 300 pages are often looked down upon, because like, how much do you really have to say? So I don't know if they're trying to be sneaky or what. I'm obsessed with this cover and I really want to get into it. All right, let's start this. Hello, officially back home. I made a little iced coffee. It doesn't look so good. I love the low cold foam. I am so excited to read this book. I picked out already my bookmark. I think I'm gonna use this one. This is like my favorite bookmark. I recently did a bookish weekend in my life vlog where I went to 4 different bookstores and I found this at one of them, and it's just like super cute. I love this one because it has like a lot of like pastels and it's kind of giving spring with a color scheme, but also it has kitties, and this one kind of looks like Diva and this one looks like Cleo. I love that it matches the colors, because the colors of this, there's a lot of different pinks and like shades of pink, so I feel like this goes really well. And then I also picked out the perfect color scheme for the tabs. I love, once again, the pink colors. I think they look identical, but there's also a couple of the middle colors here, like the beige and the yellow and some of the blues that are really close. So this is gonna be perfect for tabbing. I read the first couple pages of this in the bookstore, and when I tell you my jaw was on the floor on the very first page, because what kind of opening is that? Literally the very first thing that we find out is just like wild. Like, what an introduction to the story. Page 8 and already had my first giggle out loud. Very promising. She just described the male main character as Rhysand from Avatar. I haven't read Avatar. should I read it? I have book one on my bookshelf, but I haven't gotten into it yet. It's just one of those series that's super intimidating because why is it so long? It's like multiple books. I don't even know if the series is done yet, and then I have to read Throne of Glass, and then I have to read Crescent City series, so I'm a little overwhelmed. But I think it's so cool when authors include like bookish references, like references to characters of specific books, or when they reference like the plot of certain books that are super well known. Like that's so funny. Page 40, and I'm already obsessed with them. They're kind of, you know, they're kind of weird. She's very straightforward. I like her. Xavier, who is this really attractive vet, he's very broody and he's very kind of like dry and doesn't really smile very much, but I love how he interacts with his friends and the girls that work at his clinic and like the friendship that they have. And I also love how like straightforward he is, but I'm already feeling like I'm gonna blow my eyes out with this book. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but she is basically about to leave to go help take care of one of her loved ones that is dealing with something, so I feel like that's gonna play a big role in the book. Also, I don't really know what's gonna happen because they're going on a date, but she's literally leaving tomorrow. I don't know if she's planning on coming back at any time soon, or if it's just gonna be like moving there forever, or what the vibe is. But it's kind of interesting to get like a first date between two main characters that are gonna be living separately. Like, are they gonna do long distance? Are they gonna literally forget all about each other and go on about their lives? Like the title says, "Say You'll Remember Me," so is that kind of like a hint that they're gonna like go on about their lives and like never forget each other? I don't really know. I just feel like I'm gonna cry. Like, written so well. Like, it's already pulling on my heartstrings, and we're literally 5 chapters in, guys. Like, that is insane. But this is why I love Abby Jimenez's writing. She just like, she makes all of these stories super realistic with like real problems that real people have, and she just like explains these situations and these hardships so well that it always just like makes me a lot emotional. But anyways, I've already started annotating like crazy. There's already so much to underline and highlight and all that, so I'm really enjoying this so far. This has really high rating potential. Samantha, our girl main character, first of all, she has a little cat, which is already adorable because I'm a cat person and I love how there's like pets mentioned in this. But also, she's so funny. Her job, she's literally a social media manager, which me, as somebody that does social media, I think that's like super fun and relatable, obviously. But also for her job, she runs a social media account for a mustard brand, and the way that she's talking about the things that she's posting, it's kind of giving the same energy as like the whoever it is that's running the Duolingo social media, where they're just like really funny and always kind of like mean but definitely sassy. Like, she's giving off the same energy, so I love that. Good morning, guys. It is the next day. I'm still reading Abby Jimenez's new book, Say You'll Remember Me, and I am loving it. I'm on page 169 on the book, which is pretty far in. It is very bingeable. I just have not been binging it because I had stuff to do yesterday, like real life adulting things, and also it's kind of like an emotional read, and like not like super bad or anything like that, but I live in an immigrant household where we don't really show a lot of emotions, so I have to like specifically be in my room and kind of have a little bit of privacy. So I don't really want to get caught crying over a book. One of my favorite parts of this book so far has been seeing our MMC free his inner child and do things for his inner child, because he's always like very serious, he's very trustworthy, he's like in a serious job, in a serious profession, he doesn't really dilly-dally, if you know what I mean. He's not having a lot of fun, and because of his childhood, he always like feels guilty to do things that are actually just for fun, like doing hobbies just for fun. It's so cool seeing him kind of tap into his inner child and do things that would have made younger him happy, and he gets to do certain things with her that are just like silly little things and silly little adventures, because for some reason he has like this hold up from his childhood that he's not like worthy of doing all these things, and he missed out on a lot of things because his parents suck and he had a terrible childhood, so he didn't get to do a lot of these things when he was younger, and now he doesn't really get to do them because he thinks it's like not really age appropriate to be doing those things. So he spends all of his time literally doing stuff that will advance his career, charity work, and like volunteers at like other pet shelters and stuff. And so it's really cool to see now that he's met our female main character that she drags out this kind of like more fun side to him, and they get to go around and do fun stuff that he's like really excited about. Honestly, makes me emotional. Like, it's so crazy. I love when you get in like the right relationships and it like kind of like heals a part of you, if that makes sense. And it just like makes my heart so happy to see that he's kind of getting happy memories and happy experiences and all the things that he missed out on. Because just because you had a bad childhood or you had a bad X amount of years, that doesn't mean that all the fun of your life has like run out, and there's always time to go back and do a lot of those things that you wanted to do, a lot of the things that you missed out on. And so I don't know, this is what I love about Abby Jimenez. Like, all of her books, they feel real, and like the people in them feel real, and the conflict in them is super realistic, and it feels real, and it's the reality for a lot of people. It's not like some random like silly little like third out breakup over like stupid like miscommunication. Like, this is what I loved about Part of Your World. Like, that conflict also felt very real, and this also feels super real. These characters feel very real, and oh my gosh, there's so much depth to this book. Like, I love the romance, I love learning about them, I love seeing your characters together, but you also get to learn about side characters and their other relationships with their family and their friends, and it feels like super realistic. And so I'm like super attached to them, and I just want them to be happy. I want them to get everything they want out of life. And dude, this book has me in my feels. Like, that's crazy. I was not expecting to like wake up, read this book, and cry this morning, but here we are. Hi guys, I am outside. Not actually like outside, because this is Canada and it is still cold, but it's sunny out, so I decided to leave the house for once. Reading in the car is one of my absolute favorite pastime activities. I don't know what it is. It's like you have the freedom to go wherever you want and like stay for as long as you want, and you can control the music, you can control the temperature, you can control the view and all of that, while still kind of being isolated and having privacy. There's also a gorgeous water view right in front of me. I'm right by the lake, but it's just like so peaceful because there's not a lot of people here, and it's kind of quiet and it's very chill, and it's literally just this gorgeous view right to the lake, right over the water, and it's sunny today, so it looks stunning. So I figured this was a really good day to come out. I've been loving reading about Samantha and Xavier. Do you guys say Xavier or Xavier? I don't really know how it's pronounced. I say X because it literally has an X, but I've heard people say Xavier. I don't really know. Either way, I love them. I love them together, and a very unique kind of relationship, a very unique situation, and it's one that I resonate with very well, and I know very well just because of my life experiences. So it's been super interesting to see they get represented, because these kinds of relationships don't really get shown very much, especially in romance books. And I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but the type of relationship that I'm talking about is a long distance. They literally meet up in a city and they bond and they have this amazing date, and they have so much fun and they click. However, our female main character Samantha, she has already made arrangements to move to California because somebody in her family is going through something right now, and she is very much needed there, and she also just wants to be there for this person. So after they have this like amazing life-changing kind of date and they click, and Xavier is also not able to move to California with her because he has his vet clinic that he had a lot of loans for and is not in a position to be sold anytime soon, and he's also in a lot of debt for that reason, so he cannot up and leave to spend time with her. And also because of those reasons, it's kind of hard for them to fly back and forth and see each other because they're both kind of struggling for money. And you know, these trips are expensive. They're really far from one another, and as somebody that is also in a long distance relationship and has been in a long distance relationship with my man for 3 years now, I know the feeling very well, the feeling of meeting somebody in another city and you have the greatest time ever and you bond and you click and you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then a few days later you realize that no matter how much you click, no matter how much you bond, no matter how much you like this person and they like you and you both wanted to work, the distance is something that you cannot easily deal with, and it's very heartbreaking, and it's a very difficult kind of relationship to be in, especially if you're young, if you don't have like a set career, and travel is expensive, especially if it's long distances like how they are or how me and my boyfriend are, because he lives in Florida, which is a whole other country, and I live in Toronto, Canada. So I relate with this book so much, and I'm so happy that this is getting a little bit of representation, because I never read books about this, and as somebody somebody that's in a long distance relationship. It's very validating to see somebody who is so gifted with words like Abby Jimenez explain these feelings that I've been feeling for the last 3 years and explain them so well. So really enjoying this, really relating to this. At least this was like a long distance relationship book, so I'm very stoked because I can actually connect with these characters, and I can say that for sure I know what it feels like to be in these positions and to deal with this kind of stuff where you both like each other, you both want to be together, you both want the same things in life, and you're both literally wanting this relationship to work, but then you, for reasons outside of your control, literally cannot. Another thing that kind of stuck out to me is Abby Jimenez writes about this concept of having a witness to your life, and I think it's so sweet and so romantic. And she basically explains how the witness to your life is somebody that is there to literally, as you would imagine by the title, witness your life and know all the small details about you, know what you like, know what you order, know inside jokes based on things that you experience together, memories that you experience together, so that you're able to kind of go around and go about your day. And then the witness to your life can say literally like one specific word, and then you both kind of know instantly what you're referring to. And I think that is literally so sweet. That's one of the best parts of falling in love, is having that kind of deep connection with somebody. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's just like literally the sound of birds chirping and waves, and that's it. That is unheard of when you live in a big city. That is crazy. There was a car parked here earlier, but they left finally, so I'm back at my little spot all by myself. She says, I was glad he was surrounded by good people. He deserved that. I wish I got to be one of those people. It was so hard being here with him, probably because it was so easy. That is literally the epitome of what long distance relationships feel like. Abby Jimenez just has such a good way with words. She explains everything that I've ever felt in my entire life perfectly. It makes perfect sense. I love this. Oh my god, this is literally exactly what it feels like. Long distance is like you find somebody you click with, you fall in love, you have this amazing connection, super strong connection, and then you separate. And then it's like sad because they're not there to witness your everyday life, and they're not there to be like a witness to your life, which is what I was saying earlier. But it doesn't feel like it stops. It just feels like you're put on pause. And then after that, as soon as you see them again, it doesn't matter if it's like days, weeks, months later, it's like just like pressing the resume button, and you just like keep going right where you left off. That's exactly what it feels like. Guys, I've officially finished reading Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. I feel like this book was written for two types of people. First of all, the types of people that get in long distance relationships, but also for the type of people that are like super sentimental and they really care about remembering things and being remembered, which I also happen to be that too. So I'm already 2 for 2. This literally felt like my inner monologue. The whole time I was thinking, wow, how did Abby Jimenez get access to literally all my inner thoughts? Because these are all things that I have thought about, things that I have experienced while being in a long distance relationship for 3 years. And as always, she just did such an amazing job capturing an experience that a lot of people have that is really kind of hard to explain. It's hard to describe, and just like putting it in the most like beautiful words and in the most beautiful quotes. So as you can see, I did quite a bit of damage, just like highlighting, annotating, underlining all of the things that kind of stuck out to me. And a lot of it just had to do with what it's like to be long distance. No one else in my personal life has been in a long distance relationship, so nobody really knows what it's like. Nobody really gets it, and it's kind of hard to explain it because until you've been in that situation, you don't know what it's like. So seeing long distance relationships be represented and be explained so well in this book just made me feel so seen, because it talks a lot about the struggles and it talks a lot about how it's like a really difficult decision to choose to be in a relationship with somebody that you know lives in another city, lives in another state, lives in another country even. I just absolutely love seeing my relationship and my life be represented so well, be written about so well, because I've never read a book about long distance before. I don't know if that's like a common trope and I just haven't stumbled upon it, but I always read about close proximity, forced proximity even is one of my favorite tropes. So this was like such a beautiful surprise. But it also talked about family and taking care of family and dealing with family and different family dynamics and how that works. So we have our FMC. The whole reason why they're even long distance is because our main girl character needs to move back to California to be with her family because her mom has dementia. So she talked a lot about what it's like to have somebody that has dementia, what the experience is like, what is required to take care of them. Talked about how much work and how much effort it is to be a full-time care provider for somebody that is not able to take care of themselves, but also talked about the beauty of being able to do that. And even though parts of her identity were kind of disappearing. And then you have our male main character, and his relationship with his parents is also very complicated because his parents suck. He's basically not even communicating to them anymore for the last like decade or however long. So that was like a whole different dynamic that we also touched on, and it's just so crazy how Abby Jimenez can take a 350-page romance book, and even though they usually read as rom-com-y, there's so much depth to them, there's so much emotion. I literally like cried numerous times reading this, and I just think it's so beautiful when a book, literally words on paper, can make you feel so many things. So I really enjoyed this. I think I'm gonna end up rating it like 4.5 stars. It was very beautiful. I love their writing, I love the quotes, and I definitely recommend you give this a read, especially if you're a long distance type of girly, but also if you're just like a sentimental person and you like memorabilia and you like keeping a journal and you like remembering your life and you like being remembered and being part of memories and making meaningful connections, then I think you're really gonna enjoy this book. Also, if you made it to this point and you haven't already subscribed, like, what are you doing? Go subscribe, pretty please. Hi guys, today it is a very exciting day because today we're gonna be starting a new book, and this one has been on my TBR for the longest time, but as you guys know, I've been in a slump for literally the first 3 months out of the year. I finally was able to get out of it, so now I'm just like super excited to read anything and everything that I've been just kind of wanting to read for this whole year, but just not really been in the mood for. So today we're gonna be starting Indigo Ridge, book 1 of a new series. It's a small town romance series. However, if I understand correctly, it also has like a mystery aspect, and that mystery aspect, either it's like one big mystery that goes through the whole series, or I don't know if it's like a different mystery aspect in every single book, but I'm so excited. I have heard literally nothing but the best things about this series, and especially from people that I have very similar book tastes with, so I feel like I'm gonna eat this up. First of all, this cover is so cool. It's like so trippy, but it's so unique. I feel like the covers of a lot of romance books are starting to look the same and very similar, so I absolutely love this. This is book 1 of the Eden series, and I also already have book 2, which is what is it called? Juniper Hill. I found both of these on Book Outlet, and so I just impulsively bought them because I needed a couple extra books to get free shipping. So hopefully I will like it. Definitely in the mood for a romance, and the fact that this also has mystery in it is literally just a dream come true for me, because mystery, romance, and fantasy are my top 3 genres. So the fact that I'm able to get 2 out of 3 in one book, it just like gets me super excited. Also, this one isn't super long. It's only like 320 pages, but the font is kind of big. I feel like, I don't know, is that normal? This is the outfit of the day. It's definitely matching a little bit. Let's go. Hi guys, I'm back home and I changed into comfy sweatpants because one thing about me, I'm not gonna be wearing jeans unless I absolutely need to. But for right now, I just want to sit and read. I found the perfect reading spot. I never sit here because I said this last time, but I have a Greek family, and Greek family is exactly how it's described in My Big Fat Greek Wedding. So everyone's very loud. So usually sitting in the living room and reading are not things that can happen. I usually just hide away in my room so I can get some peace and quiet. This is the odd occasion where I'm actually home alone, so this is the perfect time. Also, I just opened up the windows. This is the first day that actually truly feels like spring. This is also the perfect vibe to read this book because this is a small town romance / mystery, and when I think of small towns, I think of like sitting out in the backyard, fresh air. So it just feels like fitting for the occasion, I guess. So I'm gonna sit and read for a little bit. I'm very excited. Hello, reading buddy. She's looking outside trying to chase the birds and the squirrels and all that. I love our female main character so far. She's just such a baddie. She has accomplished so many things, and even though people don't take her seriously because she's young and also because she's a woman, doesn't mean that this girl's gonna give up. So I love the work ethic. I love the commitment. I love just like her personality. She just seems very like funny and like fun and quirky and stuff like that, but also the fact that she's like super professional and kind of like an overachiever. I just love that. I think that's the best combination for FMC. I love a badass FMC, so very, very excited. Oh my god, it's dual POV. We always love that. The only time we care about a man's opinion is when it's a dual POV romance book, and that's it. I'm kidding. Sort of. Okay, his name is Griffin. That's such a cowboy kind of name. Griffin just sounds like a man that has a farm and does like physical labor for a living. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's the energy that I'm getting from the name. And I feel like the same energy that we're going to get from the character from what I know about him so far. I feel like I will always eat up a good city girl moves to the small town and meets a guy that grew up in the small town trope. I don't know. The small town guys, their personalities, their morals, their family values, they're always just like so good, mixed in with a trope of the girl that is just trying to figure out her life or having a quarter life crisis or whatever, and then just like decides to move back to her hometown where her parents are from or something like that. It's just like it always eats. I have no complaints. I don't really know how you're supposed to pronounce the city that they're in, the small town. It's Quincy. It's Quincy. Quincy. Which one is it? Low-key, Griffin is pissing me off because our female main character, she's a police officer in this small town. And in this small town, at the very beginning when she starts working, she's like the chief of police. She's like as high up as they go. And there has been a girl that mysteriously died. So everybody in the town is saying it's a suicide. And she's just trying to, we don't know that it is. We don't know that it isn't. But she's just trying to cover all her bases. She's just kind of doing her job, like investigating as she needs to, because she is literally a police officer. She's trying to dot her I's and cross her T's and whatever. But he's just like being so annoying. Like, he's the one that found the body and she's asking him very typical found the body questions, and he's just like, oh, you don't need to look into it, it's a suicide, like there's no need to like keep looking into it. He literally says, don't drag this out looking for something that's not there, you'll only make it worse. Like, bitch, who the fuck made you the head of police? Like, who's he to decide like, oh yeah, it's a suicide? Like, trust me, like, sources, trust me. Like, what do you mean? You're a grown man, you know what I mean? This isn't even some random YA romance and they're young and they don't know any better. You are literally a grown man. What do you mean? Oh my god, he has so many siblings. Does it mean there's like a lot of books in this series, one for each brother and sister? That's crazy. Oh my god, one of his siblings' name is Eloise. I've never heard of that name, except there's this random girl on Instagram. Her name is like something Gigi, and she just like keeps making bread and like random desserts, and she calls her bread Eloise. So now every time I see that name, that's just what I associate it with. It's such a like niche reference. There's no way anyone that watches this video knows what I'm talking about, but if you know what I'm talking about and you know who that girl is, like, let me know down below if you've seen her on your For You page or on Instagram. That is so random. Hello, it is a new day and I'm just gonna keep on reading Indigo Ridge. This is a new coffee shop that I've never been to before, but I looked it up online and it has a lot of windows, a lot of natural lighting, and I just absolutely love the aesthetic, so I figured it would be perfect to come and read a little bit of Indigo Ridge. I am obsessed with this book so far. It's so interesting. Like, the romance is romancing. Definitely giving the grumpy main guy, grows up on a ranch and he's just kind of rough around the edges and that sort of thing. And then we have our female main character who has come from the city, and I just like, I really like it. It's definitely a little bit insta-lovey, which isn't one of my favorite tropes, but I am willing to bypass it because this book also has a little bit of a mystery in it, and I am a sucker for a good mystery book. I don't usually read a lot of mysteries in the spring and summer just because that's like definitely like Halloween and like winter kind of energy, but the fact that this is like mixed romance and mystery together is just so interesting. There is one person that's looking very sus in the story, but I feel like that's like a red herring. I feel like they're just trying to throw us off, because why would they do so many suspicious things? You know what I mean? Something isn't right. So I'm gonna keep reading and we're gonna find out. I'm so excited. Guys, I officially finished reading Indigo Ridge. This was such a highly anticipated read for me because I've just heard amazing things, and I'm happy to announce that it lived up to the hype. It lived up to my high expectations. It was just so good. First of all, I already said this a little bit. We have such a great mix of a lot of my favorite genres. We had the romance, the small town vibes. We had the grumpy MMC. We had the female main character that moved from the city. She's trying to prove herself, and like all those good tropes mixed in together. The romance was pretty good, even though it was, you know, a little insta-lovey. Not my favorite love story and romance, but just like having the romance there definitely added to the book. And then we had the whole mystery aspect, which I felt made the book literally flow by so fast. I love a good mystery. I always binge mysteries because I'm always like super intrigued and I want to find out what happened, and I want to find out who's suspicious, who's lying. The plot twist definitely got me. There was no way I was gonna be able to guess that ending. What the heck? It was really interesting. I really enjoyed it. I read it super fast. This book is 320 pages, so it's already kind of short, but just because it is a mystery mixed in with romance, I was just like obsessed with it, and I literally speed read it. I read it so fast because, again, I just wanted to find out what was going to happen with the romance, what was going to happen with the mystery, and everything like that. So it was really good. There was definitely some parts I talked about a little bit where the MMC just bothered me. But overall, it was pretty good. I have heard that the series gets better. I'm very excited for book 2 because everybody loves book 2. So I really want to, like, you know, get into it, dive into the world, learn more about the siblings, because we didn't learn very much about the family, only like specific parts of the family that were kind of related to the story. So I'm excited to learn more about all the other people in the town, the dynamics, and everything like that. So really excited to continue on with the series. I already have book 2, so I might start reading it kind of soon. And as for my next read, I have already chosen, and I know what it's going to be, and it's going to be The First Time Caller. This is a book that has been super popular in the last like month or so. I've seen everybody talking about it, and I even saw it at the bookstore, and I almost bought it because it matched my nails perfectly, and I posted on my Instagram, and I was like, should I buy this? And like 98% of people voted yes, so I almost got it. But I'm trying to not really impulsively buy books, especially if I haven't read anything by the author and if I haven't looked into the trope. I'm not sure that it's gonna be a book that I'm gonna enjoy. I just kind of waited out a little bit. So I already started this book on my Kindle last night, and so far it's going really well. It seems like it's gonna be just very rom-com-y, very lighthearted, which is exactly what I'm looking for, because after all the books that I've been reading recently, I definitely need a break. Like, this was a whole murder mystery. Abby Jimenez's book, which was a romance, but it was like a heavy emotional kind of romance. And then before that, I was reading Reckless, and Fearless is coming out, so I'm gonna be reading that soon. So I definitely need a little palate cleanser, a little chill, just like fun little book. So I feel like that's definitely gonna be perfect for the vibes that I'm going for. I already started it, and so far it's really cute. It basically follows the story of our female main character, and she's a single mom. She has a daughter, and she has kind of given up on dating. She doesn't really believe in dating. She hasn't really put herself out there. And one day her daughter calls into a radio station that specializes in like giving love advice, and she catches her daughter, and she's like, who are you talking to? It's the middle of the night. Like, who's this grown man you're talking to? And she picks up the phone, basically cusses him out. She's like, what are you doing talking to my underage daughter? Da 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 da. And he's basically laughing, having a great time, and he tells her that this is a show, that this is like a dating, love advice kind of radio show. There's not a lot of people listening right now. So that makes her feel comfortable to kind of start sharing about her life and her love life and kind of what has gone wrong and why she's given up on dating. And to everybody's surprise, a clip from the radio show goes viral on TikTok. He gets like 6 million views. And so the management team of the radio show basically calls her in to be like a guest of honor on this radio show and just like chat with the main guy. But yeah, so far, very interesting. I'm really enjoying it. But right now, what I think I'm gonna do is go on a little walk, because it is a beautiful day in Canada, which, you know, Canada's impulsive. You don't know what you're gonna get. So since it's nice and sunny, I think I'm gonna get dressed for something cozy and just go for a little walk, a little hot girl walk, and maybe listen to the audiobook. I feel like that'd be so fun, because the audiobook is on Spotify. And yeah, that way I'm able to get a little bit of movement in, get my steps in, all that good stuff, and then I'll be back with updates then. Getting ready for my walk. I'm wearing a little matching sweat set. I probably could have dressed up a little bit, but I just can't be bothered to do that right now. I am also gonna bring my AirPods, of course, gonna listen to the audiobook, and I don't go anywhere without bringing my Kindle. So I have it right here. I love that I matte. You can tell green is one of my favorite colors. I just think it looks so cool. So we're gonna bring this. Made the most beautiful, stunning coffee of my entire life. Look how beautiful this looks. Hello, I made it to this random bench and I'm just kind of chilling. It is such a gorgeous day out. I've just been sitting here. I've been reading on my Kindle, drinking my little coffee. Honestly, I'm having an amazing time. And then I started listening to the audiobook while I was walking around a little bit, and let me tell you, that was a mistake, because as much as I love a good audiobook and I always listen to audiobooks, on some rare occasions I feel like they don't do the casting properly, or what I consider to be proper anyways. What ended up happening is the voice of the voice actor doesn't sound how I imagine the main guy character to sound like, and he's giving off like a completely different vibe, and it's just like throwing me off. Like, I don't know what it is about it, but it keeps like taking me away from the story, because like every time he speaks, it's just like doesn't match up with what I know about the character and what I thought the character was gonna look like, sound like, be like, the vibe. So for this specific book, I'm gonna kind of limit my audiobook listening, even though it is on Spotify for free, and only really listen to it if I'm doing other stuff. But right now I have it on my Kindle, so I'm gonna sit and read a little bit, drink my coffee, and then I'll play the audiobook maybe when I'm like walking back, you know what I mean? So that's my little update. So far it's really good. It's very rom-com-y. It's exactly what I thought it was gonna be. Very lighthearted, very fun. I love the side characters. They're just like so fun. I love our main girl character's daughter. She's such a cute kid. Sometimes when they have kids in books, the kids kind of give me the ick, because like, I don't know, sometimes they act too grown up, or like they just like, I don't know, they just give like weird vibes, or they don't really add to the story, or they're just kind of random. But I like this kid. She has, you know, she's a little feisty, she's funny, she has personality, and yeah, I really like that. Anyways, I'm gonna keep reading for a bit, and I'll be back with more thoughts and updates later. But I'm really enjoying it so far. It's like nothing life-changing. It's not going to be the best book I've ever read in my entire life, but it's a good palate cleanser. Fast paced, it's easy to read, it's easy to understand, and all that good stuff. So anyways, that's what I'm up to right now. There's a girl behind me. She has the cutest freaking dog, and it's just running around chasing ball. I'm like, oh my god, so cute. It is the next day, and I have officially finished reading / listening to First Time Caller. As you saw, I read a little bit, then I listened to a little bit on the way to my walk, then I read a little more, then I listened to a little more, and I was just kind of going back and forth between the two formats, which is something that I do very often. But I have officially finished reading it, and let's talk about it. Did I like the book? Yes, I really enjoyed it. It was very cute. It was very rom-com-y. Was it anything life-changing? No, but I feel like I kind of went into the book knowing that it was gonna be like nothing crazy, nothing life-changing. I did appreciate that the plot was a little bit different than the usual rom-com plot, and that their meet cute was kind of original. Like me personally, I have never read about meet cute where he's literally a radio host, and then her daughter just calls up this guy for advice about her mother's love life, and then they just kind of click that way. So I thought it was very, very, very interesting. I thought it was very cute. There were some parts of the books that kind of gave me the ick a little bit, especially our guy main character. At the end, there was something that he said and something that he did that kind of caused the third act breakup, which I already don't like third act breakups, but especially when the men are the ones that are acting up, it's like, what are you doing? Get it together. That kind of bothered me a little bit. It did kind of piss me off, not gonna lie. However, the resolution was kind of cute. It was like the most like rom-com-y resolution to conflict ever, and it was cute. I enjoyed it. I think I'm gonna end up giving the book like 3.75, maybe 4 stars. I don't know. I don't know how to rate it because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time reading it, but am I gonna be thinking about that book for a long time? Probably not. I think it's gonna be one of those books that I just kind of enjoyed while I was reading it, and then now it's just gonna get added to the list of books that I forget the entire plot about. So anyways, that is my final thoughts on this book, and that officially brings us to the end of this challenge. I'm pretty sure I read every single day for the last week. I feel like part of it was because I knew that I was filming this video, but also we have a lot of anticipated releases this month, and so I cannot be slacking. I cannot be taking time, pausing in between books. Also, I just got out of my reading slump, so I feel like I'm kind of scared, to be honest, to like stop reading and to kind of like break my streak, because I feel like if I stop reading, then I'm gonna go right back into the reading slump. But if I just keep going and I keep pushing and I keep mood reading books that are making me happy, I feel like I'm definitely gonna get out of it for good. So that is it for this challenge. If you made it to the end, comment this emoji, and also comment down below and let me know how many books you guys read on average in a month. I feel like I definitely go through phases. There's months that I've read 1 book, and there's months that I've read 10 books. Not this year because of my slump, but you know, at some point in the past. Right now I'm kind of feeling like I'm on a roll, so maybe this will be a really good reading month for me. I'm gonna post a reading wrap up maybe when we get closer to the end of the month, but that is it for me. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, pretty please, and also make sure to follow my Instagram. I have a bookstagram and I also have my main Instagram, and I post on both quite a bit, so make sure to follow me on there. Let's be besties. And if you want, you can also follow my TikToks. They're also linked down below. Everything's always linked down below, okay? Just go take a peek and just follow me on whatever platforms you use the most. And that is it for me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.